Hey everybody, welcome back. Sorry I didn't get a video out last week. It's crazy busy around here. We're doing some work in the house. Maria has the summer off, so we try and do some house projects. I'll try and sneak a few pictures in. We tiled the kitchen floor, and I'll show you that. And I finished up Kyle's motor. I did get another motor in for Ron. I'm going to take a look at that and see what it looks like. I did another motor for a local guy. I'll show you what his motor looked like from a local machine shop that really gave him a screwing. But we'll take a peek at that. We'll try and get some pictures in there. 360 engine, we had a little snag with that. We're going to go over that as well. And there's a lot to cover, so let's take a dive into it. Okay guys, we're over at the bench. Got one of the 360 heads on the bench here, and the two center exhausts here, we got some cracks in those. I'm gonna try and show you those a little closer. One head was fine. I already have that on the engine. I lapped the valves in, everything was going smooth, and then I noticed a little discoloration there. I'm gonna throw some powder on it, get the magnet out, and I'm gonna try and show you exactly what's going on here. I'm going to try and fix this head, but I did find another head. I'll show you that in a little bit, but I'm going to try and fix this head. I've got some seats. I'm going to throw a seat in there. I'm going to throw some pins in there, and then we'll get that taken care of. But just in case, I did get another. I found a new old stock head, and I'll show you that. But let's take a look at those cracks next. Okay, guys, we're going to throw a little magnaflux action on this guy here. Let's get some powder in there. I'm just trying to get a little bit in there. Just filled this. Trying to stay out of the way of the camera. You see that crack?
Yep.
Okay guys, we got a crack right here. Yeah, that one's a little hard to see. Can you see that one in there?
Yep, I can see it.
Right in there. We got a crack. With the two exhausts are cracked. So, the crack, these are pretty sturdy heads to begin with, but the crack just goes over the edge a little bit. It doesn't creep this way too far. The seat, it's a 1 3/4 seat, so we're going to take a lot of that crack out of there. I'm going to put a few pins in where I can get them, but that's a 1 3/4 seat. So we're going to cut a fairly big diameter here. And like I say, the crack doesn't migrate that way. So if you're interested in seeing how that gets fixed, I can show you that on the seat and guide machine, putting the seat in and stuff. But let me show you the backup head I got, just in case I'm not happy with how this one comes out. Okay guys, you can see the new old stock box from American Motors, and it does have a little bit of rust from sitting. But it's not too terrible. I can work with this if I have to. Now this is a different casting. This is a 83 to 88 Wagoneer. And the casting is a 323-1475-1. That's the casting on this guy. Now it will work. It's not a problem. The only difference from the head I have on the J truck is the exhaust manifold bolts are 3/8 16 instead of 5/16 18. Not a big deal. Everything else is the same. So this is just in case. If I don't like the way the repair comes out, I have this head as a backup. But I will try and fix it. Shouldn't be too terrible. Like I say, we'll put some seats in it. We'll put a few L series stitching pins in there. We won't use the C series. We'll use the L series. I'll show you those going in. If you want to see it, just put a comment below. Okay, there's Kyle's finished up L-head. This is going down to Texas. The machine work was done on this one. I supplied the parts and assembled it. This is going to be a good long-lasting engine for you, Kyle, and I'll be on the way to you soon. Okay, guys, here's an L-head block I got in. I'm going to take it apart a little further. There's a couple little cracks in here. This last machine shop that rebuilt this was in Connecticut. Look what they did with the exhaust valves. Look how they sunk them deep into the block. I don't know what they were thinking there. A couple cracks going into the cylinder. Locked this thing up. You could almost see some antifreeze still in there. So it's going to need exhaust seats for sure. I'll put some seats in this. I'm going to use this engine for Ron. If it turns out that it's not too crazy when I take it apart, Ron, I'm going to use this block for you. It's already here, so you won't have to make the trip up with your other block. I'll see what the crack situation is, if it's worth fixing. But it definitely needs exhaust seats, and I don't mind doing that because, you know, exhaust seats are okay, are good with the unleaded gas. So, and I'll deck it and I'll bore it and stuff and get it cleaned up. But I'm going to drag this one in next week and get jamming on that for you, Ron. So hang in there until you hear from me again. Okay, guys, here we are in the kitchen of our 1800s farmhouse, and we put some of this wood looking tile down. 3 feet by 6 inches it is. And I'm putting some pieces there under the toe kick. But there it is, all grouted and finished up. Everything came out pretty nice. The look of it is absolutely perfect, I think, for what we were going for. The look of wood and the durability of tile. So this took putting a cement board down and putting a tile down. We had to do half of the kitchen at once. You know, move the refrigerator. I have the stove. That's our little kitchen stove. We're changing that out for a different one, but I got that hanging on some beams up there. Just so I could work under that. But the floor is done, and stove's got to come out of here, and then I'm going to look at another one tomorrow. And this was 4 solid days of work here, so back to my summertime schedule of 4 days in the shop and 3 days trying to get some more stuff done on the house. I'm way behind on house stuff and trying to get some of it done this summer. Okay, guys, there's my next project. I've got some staging, scaffolding set up, and I've got to get my soffits finished. We get all kinds of critters in the house. They chew right. The woodpecker makes a hole, and then the flying squirrels get in there, so they're fighting against me, those guys. You know, everybody's in agreement out there. Woodpecker lets the squirrel in, squirrel goes crazy, makes nests in there, so got to get the soffits done. And I've been trying for over 3 years to get somebody to do it. You don't often see a one-man siding crew, but that's what I am. And like I say, 4 days in the shop, 3 days on the house, because I really got to get my shit together here and keep the wildlife out. Okay, guys, we're in the back shop here, closing out this video. You can see I got a lot going on. Summertime, I need to kind of slow down on projects just a little bit. Scott, don't worry about it. The rear floor is coming out of your scrambler right now. I just didn't get any footage of it. As you can see behind me, maybe, I got an Evolution saw. You remember Mark from that interview video? Mark's been a fabricator just about his whole life, and he's had one of these saws for a long time, and he told me how fast it was compared to the cold saw. So it is actually true. It is super fast. It cuts the square steel like I could probably cut 10 pieces to one that I could cut on a cold saw. So we're going to do a little showdown of that maybe on the next video. I'll show you the two saws. But I do have a lot going on, so you know, the 50 people that tell me every day, hey, could you do my restoration, could you do this, could you do that, I have a lot on my plate right now, so I'm not taking any new jobs on. I do have more motors coming in, but it's about all I can handle right now, and catch up with you guys in the fall maybe for some new jobs. But scramblers still got a long way to go, and there's plenty of engines that need to get rebuilt. So that's all I have for you today. Like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video. And thanks for watching as always, and I'll catch you on the next one.